intro. Welcome to another episode of Asexualized, my asexual life. This is a place to be for education about asexuality, all things asexual. I share my own asexual life journey in order to help you in yours. If you haven't already subscribed, please hit the great big subscribe button right here, right now. Please hit that bell icon to get notified of every time I go live like now, post a new video. And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you'll find the content useful, helpful, insightful in any way, shape or form. In a few moments, we're going to discuss the 3 things you must know if you're feeling scared right now. These are the 3 things that you must do and act upon. And if you don't know who I am, if you're new to this channel, I am the author of Asexual Perspectives, 47 Asexual Stories, Love, Life and Sex, a celebration of asexual diversity. I'm also the founder of asexuality.com, the founder of Asexualized Academy. And I wrote this awesome fibromyalgia self-help handbook, which is all about how to manage fibromyalgia to have less pain, more energy and feel happier. And these details in this book of how to do that do apply to a lot of people as well, even if they don't have fibromyalgia. So there's a lot of tactics in here, a lot of things to do to help ease the mind, to decrease depression, overcome depression and decrease anxiety. So it's a really, really, really good book. It's basically all the knowledge I have since 2012, which was my diagnosis of fibromyalgia. So it's everything I've learned and how to manage my life and my pain and energy. So it's a really, really good book, very good for these times at the moment, because obviously we're experiencing a lot of anxious times, a lot of kind of negative stuff going on, and that's what I want to talk to you about today. So as I'm recording this live in April now, 2020, the coronavirus is kind of all around the world. It's all over the news and everything. Obviously, there's still a high percentage of people that don't have the virus, or who haven't actually, become seriously ill with it. So there's a lot of people still that, aren't affected by it. So we must always focus on the positive as much as possible, because what we think about expands, right? So this is what I want to talk to you about and discuss, right? So the 3 things you must know is we can't change the outside world. This is number 1. And like I said, what we focus on expands, right? So if we focus on what's happening outside our homes, what's happening with the virus, and we go on loads of different websites, we look at loads of different social media, what do you think is going to happen to our self-esteem, to our mental health, and to our sanity? It's not going to do us any good, because if we focus on negative stuff, we're more likely to attract negative stuff into our life, which is what we don't want. We don't want to get the virus. We don't want to be getting really ill with it. We don't want to be thinking about stuff like that. Obviously, there's an awareness. We're not stupid. We know what's happening and going on, but we don't have to put our time, energy, effort, and attention into that, because we can't change that, right? You have to understand in life, some things we don't have control over, right? So if you don't have control over something in your life, you have to realize that, accept it, because that's part of you taking back your control and power and creating the best possible life for yourself despite the circumstances. So despite all the fear, anxiety and worry of whatever's going on around you, you need to carry on being clear focused, clear minded on your life, because this won't go on forever, right? And you need to be prepared for what's going to happen after this is over. This is a chance for you to develop, grow yourself into a better version of you, right? So instead of focus on the negative, on what if I get this, what if I get that, what if this happens to me, what if that happens to me, oh, this conspiracy theory, oh, but I don't believe in conspiracy theories, did this person do it, did that person do it? Everyone has their own theory about why the coronavirus is here. Some people think it's the bat, the snake, or whatever animals it was in China. Other people think it's conspiracy theories and world leaders are involved, Other people are not focusing on that, We all have our own opinions. What matters is we don't know. At this point, we don't actually completely know, right? News is designed to scare the living daylights out of you. It's designed to instill fear. and then you watch it more because you have to find out what's happening, you know, and everything like that. So it hooks you. The news is designed to hook you and to hook your mind, right? That's what it does, to draw you in. And the more you watch the news, the more you need to watch more news to see what's going to happen. It's like watching a soap opera, but this is real life. It's not fantasy. It's happening, right? Which makes it more scarier. So you don't want to be going there. You don't want to be focusing on the things you cannot change, right? Unless you're a doctor or a nurse or someone who's possibly got a way of stopping this thing, you can't change what's happening, right? So we can't change our outer world, which means we have to change our inner world on what we take our focus, time, and attention on. You might notice I'm late on this live stream. Very late by nearly 2 hours. So last night I used to go live between 11 and midnight, right? But I've been doing a training course. And I started the training course. I was late starting the training because I was talking to my friends, making sure they're okay, etc. Because obviously at the moment we do need to spend more time as well and attention on our friends, right? Because they are our family just as much as our family. Our friends are our family, right? And I value my friends greatly. I love my friends, you know? So obviously, you know, like I said, what we focus on expands. So focus on giving love, time, energy to your friends, to the ones you love. So I didn't start this course tonight till this part of the course. I've already done some of it. Well, I'm doing training and a course, but they go together. So it's kind of like two courses because this training is part of a 7-day course. So they both go together. So I'm kind of doing two courses back to back for it and learning new software stuff. So you see, I'm not focusing on the outside world. I'm not focusing on, you know, what if this, that, and the other. Of course, it plays on my mind sometimes. I'm a human. I've got emotions. I care about people. I care about people. I don't like, you know, things happening to people. Even if an ambulance goes by me in normal times, I get upset usually because I feel for people. I don't want anyone to be hurt, sick, or injured because I'm compassionate. I love people. I want them to be happy and successful and joyous in their life, right? But this is outside of my control what's happening in the world, like it will be with you. So you cannot change that. So we need to focus on giving love to those who need it, giving our time, energy, and effort and attention to the people that are in our lives still, the people who we love and care about that need us right now more than ever before. We all need each other right now. I need my friends just as much as they need me. It's very, very important, you know? Very important. You know, I adore my friends so much and I love them to bits. So today I'm later because I actually fell asleep for a bit. I started the course at 6 and then I fell asleep because I had less than 4 hours sleep last night because me and my best asexual friend, we were like Skyping for just over 13 hours last night. Another world record. So yeah, so I was late. I had less than 4 hours sleep before I got up, and then I was messaging my friends and doing other things, which I needed to take care of. So yeah, I didn't start until 6, and then I kind of fell asleep because I hadn't had much sleep, and then I carried on. You know, I finished it now, so it's a lot later, and there's a lot of work you have to do. You have to do sheets. I've done like 6 pages of A4 answers for it. So see, I am working on stuff that I can control. Right, I'm working on stuff that I can control. Right, so you have to understand, don't focus on what you can't control, what's out of your control. Focus on what you can control, what's here right now in the now. We have to be mindful in this time. And that leads me nicely on to number 2 thing you should know and you should do, and that is to be grateful and thankful for being here now in life and realize you are alive right now. You are a survivor. If you're watching this video right now, you are alive. You are living, you are breathing. Yes, you might have had a lot of pain in your life. It might be very traumatic what's going on in the world right now. It might be very, very difficult for you. And I totally understand that. Someone who's had a lot of trauma, particularly in the past themselves, I totally understand that, you know? I understand, you know, it is uncertain times. It is difficult. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. But we have to be thankful and grateful that we're still alive. We are thriving in this sense that we're still alive. We're still here. We're still communicating. We're still sending out loving vibes to people. We should be. We're still in this moment. So if you've come this far in life, I'm guessing, like me, you've probably been through some hard times, some traumatic experiences, but you're still here in the now. And you have to think, my gosh, I am a thriver. I'm a thriver because I've survived year after year after year, and I'm still here. And I'm still consciously aware I'm here. I'm in this moment, in this life, in this bodily form, whether you believe in spirituality or not. Right? We're here now in this situation, right? We have to understand, be very grateful and thankful. So we have to practice gratitude. This is number 2. You must know to practice gratitude and be grateful and thankful and come to the realization of how amazing it is that you've survived this life so far. Because when I was a little kid, I just thought life was going to be great and everything was going to be hunky-dory. I didn't realize it was going to be obstacles and challenges. You know, growing up as a kid, I thought, you know, life's meant to be a certain way. The fairy tale, right? But I didn't realize that you have to go through obstacles in life in order to become a stronger person, that things are not always going to go right, unfortunately. Which leads me on to number 3. Okay. Instead of seeing problems, you have to focus on solutions. So instead of being problem focused, you have to be solution focused. So whatever's going on in your life right now, right, you need to, instead of focus on the problem, so the thing that's happening or already happened, and it being on a repeated cycle like a record, you actually need to work out a solution to the current problem or problems in the now, right? So if this, for example, means you can't get out to get some food for yourself because of the virus, you need to be contacting local organisations. You need to be on the phone to different organisations, speak to your local council, speak to friends, family. You know, in the UK, post is still working. There's no reason why someone can't post you out a food parcel. They get food for you on a list and go and post it. They might not be able to see you in person because there's a lockdown, but they can still post. Because a lot of food companies in the UK, they aren't actually, you know, operating any home deliveries anymore, or not in certain areas, which is absolutely ridiculous in my opinion. So instead of focusing on that, because obviously we can't change the food companies' decision, the supermarkets, we need to be solution focused. So obviously neighbours, family, friends, council, you know, authority places, look on lots of websites, do a research and focus on finding someone to get that food to you. If you can't see people in person because of the virus, that's fair enough. Put money, you know, give them the money, obviously someone you trust, to go and get the food shopping for you and post it to you. You know, postal service, you pay for next day delivery and so like, so you can get some things quicker than you can obviously a supermarket. But obviously you can't get fresh food from the post. So it's mostly tin stuff and things like that. Well, when I say you can't get fresh, I mean, you can put loads of bread and stuff like that in there. There's certain things like meats, you can't put raw meat, you know, the things that need to go in a fridge or freezer, you can't, that have to go in the freezer, that can't just go in a fridge, you know, be in a cupboard first and then go in the freezer, you know, stuff like that. And fresh meats and stuff you can't put through the post, but other stuff you can, you know. So it's really, really very important that, you know, you don't just give in this life, because you need to give as well. Obviously, give your time, your energy, effort. If you can't give money to someone at the moment because you haven't got much yourself, give your time to them, give your love to them, give your energy to them, not to what's happening in the outside world, all the negative stuff, because we can't change that. By putting your focus and attention and energies back on things you can control, back on actually coming up with solutions to problems instead of just repeating the problem in your head, you will take back control of your life. You'll be in as much control as you can possibly be in your own internal environment, which is what you need to do right now. I'm sharing these strategies with you because I've used them and they do work, and I continue to use them till this day. Right? I'm not perfect, you know. It's easy sometimes to slip into problems, but I'm much better now. I'm thinking, right, this is a problem. How do I solve it? This happened. How do I change this? You know, so when everything happens, usually it's like, at the moment, I've got to build a page for a new business, not to do with asexuality, to do with something else, website. And I'm like, but I bought some software to do it, because a while ago I'm like, well, how am I going to build this? Because I haven't got a page builder. I can use WordPress and stuff, but I need something better. Something that's got templates of, you know, proper documents. And I've bought themes before and they've not worked with my web page. So I've gone through a lot of trial and error. Sometimes it is trial and error. Sometimes you have to try something to solve a problem and it doesn't work. then you've got to try something else until it does work. And then now I've got to learn the new software. But instead of me like sitting down saying, right, okay, well, this didn't work, that didn't work, which is true, and just seeing the problem all the time, I'm like, okay, discard that, it didn't work. So now what is going to work? What can I do to work? And you keep trying stuff. I mean, I've spent on my business stuff, for example, on other business stuff as well. I've spent loads of money on different softwares and stuff. I can't I've done really, like one software I spent nearly 3 years researching. I bought it and it still didn't work, and it was it wasn't, it was over £100. So but some people spend much more than that on software. So I think it's about 170, something like that. But to say it doesn't work at all, do you know what I mean? It's anyway, sometimes you just have to cut your losses. You have to cut your losses. I contact the company, they didn't really do much about it. And then they're like, oh, your support's up now. So I'm like, okay. So rather than me sat down there festering and worry, I bought this other software recently that I have had some issues with, but overall, it's being sorted. I'm learning how to use the software, and it's the £170 one I spent. I think it was 179, something like that. So when I bought that, I bought it to work and it didn't. So now I've bought this other software. So I've had to spend more money out, and I've had to learn a new system. That at first, when I bought it, I didn't think it was going to suit my needs, right? And I've had some technical problems even getting into the site, right? And I didn't think it was going to suit my needs. But now, as I'm using it and getting to know it better, I'm getting to be able to customize it. The things aren't easy on some of it because it's not as intuitive as it makes out. But I'm like, well, how can I do this? It hasn't got all the templates I want, but I bought some other software a while ago that I can actually create my own pictures, images, and text and stuff like that and put them all together, which I can then put into, so I can basically create my own parts of my own templates, So this is what I mean by being solution focused rather than problem focused. So my problem is I'm trying to build a page for a site that I want certain things on, but I haven't got all the things I need to do. So then I buy software. One software didn't work, so then I bought another software. These things happen sometimes, but this is how you learn, develop, and grow yourself. Because if we don't grow ourselves, we stagnate. If we stagnate, it's like dying within our soul, right? So you have two types of death. You have the physical death where you're dead, and you can die in your soul, in your inner being, right? We can't really control when we die, but we can control when we die in our inner being. And in order to try and live longer in physical form, we need to be doing all we can in the inner soul form to strengthen us as much as possible and keep our immune system high, So it's very important that we be solution focused. If something's happened in your life that scared you, or what's going on now is scary, right? We need to focus on our immediate problems. And instead of focusing on problems as in that's a problem, 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 we need to think that is a problem. So what is the solution? This is the obstacle or challenge. I prefer to call it challenge than obstacle. This is a challenge. I'm going to take it on. Right? Because what's the alternative? The alternative is being and having a similar type of brain that I used to have for years, which is just problem over and over and over and over again, which is how anxiety works. It just keeps going around the same exact problem over again and again in your mind, spin like a record till you just drive yourself insane and make yourself even more anxious. So whatever's happened, especially like obviously you might need to chill out, you might need to take time out for you to nourish your inner child and inner being soul, but you have to face the reality of the thing you fear. What's happened? What's the problems? What's the issues? What's the pain you're feeling? It's important to acknowledge your pain, whether that's financial, emotional, whatever. So in business terms, and so that software, like I spent like 179 quid on it, it's like, that's a lot of money, right? That I could have used for something else that does work. That's a lot of money that you could see to waste, right? But at the end of the day, it's no good me going backwards and forwards to the company that won't listen and wasting my time there, right? Because really, it's not fit for my purpose, but it works on other people's sites. So I don't know if it's a problem with my web post, and then people go backwards and forwards. No, it's their problem. It's a plugin problem. It's where and it goes round and round and round, and that's just wasting time. It's wasting my life, right? So sometimes You have to park. I've still got access to the thing. I don't have access to the support. I still have access to the thing that don't work. So in years later, if it magically works for me, or I can get some programmer to look at it, but I don't need that now because the thing I've bought, the other software, does the same job, but it does it on its own servers, and then I can copy and paste, or I can just click a button and it goes straight direct to my site. And it's better because it integrates with another software I bought after the first software that cost me £179 that doesn't work. See, everything happens for a reason, and that is my bonus fourth takeaway from this video. Everything happens for a reason. You have to remember that. So yes, software didn't work. 3 years I spent researching that company. Or, well, I think it was 3 years. Yeah, I know it was, almost 3 years. Across 3 years anyway, before I spent the money, It's a long time. I didn't just take the decision lightly. I had good reviews. I liked the owners. I liked the videos. I liked all the education stuff. I really believed in the product. And so I was very disappointed. And at the time, it's very frustrating. But I knew I had to come up with another solution. But the thing that I bought now, which is, it's still, the software I bought now is still, I'd say, in its infancy a bit. It's got a way to go, to become like, the best of the best. But it integrates with the other software I bought, where I host my courses and stuff. It integrates with that. It's got an actual integration part, which wasn't working the other day. It was a technical problem actually. But you can, because I bought an agency deal, an agency license, I can actually host it on their own servers, or I can host it on the courses server. So I've got either or option there, right? I spent more money to get that, right, and to cover more websites. But because it integrates that, it's actually better than the previous one I bought in that respect, because the previous one works with WordPress, but it doesn't integrate with the course software that I bought specifically. It doesn't specifically integrate. It probably could work, maybe, but obviously it's not working anyway. But this one does work. It's designed to work with it. So, that's better overall. Do you know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. So everything happens for a reason, It's like I can be in groups. Like the other day, I was looking for something because I need to know what type of thing I need to put on this page. I got some ideas, but you need, for lots of business stuff, you need to know how to do copywriting skills and things like that, which I'm really good at writing, like non-fiction. And so technically speaking, I should be good at copyright, but I haven't learned specific copywriting skills as such. I've got a new copywriting book that I've been looking at. This is what I bought the other day. So if you don't know something, again, remain solution focused. So I don't know copywriting, so I got this book. As you can see, I've only done it a little bit, but then I'm doing the courses at the moment, which should help me put it what to put on the page. So again, it's like, what do I put on the page? Get a book, get some courses, learn what you need to learn for it, and then you can perfect it later. So I've been a perfectionist for years, and I've learned that actually it's better to just put content out rather than being a perfectionist. I mean, I do a lot of these videos, as you can tell, in my pajamas. I'm in this room. I don't have a full-on studio like loads of YouTubers do. Or, I've got one white wall in my whole home, which is in the toilet. I can't, you're on a Mac now, right? I'm speaking to you live on my Apple Mac, right? So I can't take this Apple Mac in the toilet with me, right? So I have to stream in my bedroom, because, you know what I mean? Because I can't at the moment, I haven't got the facility to be able to stream, from mobile devices. So I'm in my bedroom, and some people might be like, oh, I can't stream. I can't help people go live because I'm too scared. That's a problem. That's not the solution. The solution is just get on with it. Doesn't matter if you haven't got the perfect lighting, because you might see videos like how to create the perfect YouTube show, right? You have the perfect lighting, the perfect thumbnail. Everything's perfect. What is perfect? Now, if you watch a lot of asexual videos, a lot of them are in their bedrooms. A lot of people who are asexual doing videos vlog in their bedrooms and stuff. It's quite common. So actually, for the niche I'm in, I'm asexual myself, obviously. I've been, and I've been on this channel for 5 years now. So I'm not just one of those people that's talking about asexuality and doesn't know about it. I am actually asexual, heteromantic, actually. So but some people might be like, oh, I can't go live, because I haven't got the perfect lighting, or I've got an itchy nose now and it's live streamed. You know what I mean? They're like, oh, I can't do it, but you just got to do it. You just got to get on with life, and you've got to do it. So don't stay problem focused, stay solution focused. Turn every problem into a solution. If something's happening in your life, how am I going to overcome this? How am I going to put myself in the best position if this should happen again? How am I going to change my life so this doesn't happen again? What other options are there? What actions do I need to take with those other options? Now, list the actions you need to do. Set a goals, set a plan of action, and set the actions and intention, and go and follow through the actions. Right? So if you are stuck at the moment for getting out to get food, right, for whatever reason, to do with the virus, no doubt, but if you're stuck, phone local organisations, family, friends, whoever. Like I said, there's still the post. Most people don't even think of the post. They go online and they're like, oh, all the supermarkets aren't, selling things, right? If you've got family and friends that are perfectly capable of going out shopping, give them the money, put it in their account, and let them go and get the shopping. If you think, oh, they don't want to do that, it's too much trouble, give them a tip. Give them a £5 or whatever for doing it. Give them a bit of extra money, £5, £10 or whatever, or you can spare. And then you're not actually asking them to do something. It's like you're actually giving them a bit of money, which will help them out in crisis like this, with the world economy. So, then you don't, then you can just feel like, oh, well, I'm asking them, but they're getting something out of it as well. You could do that, because posts are work. This is a solution focused, not a problem. It's solution focused, right? If you've got no one to talk to, if you're very socially isolated at the moment, got no one to talk to, right? It's up to you to change that situation. Solution. What can you do? You can go on Facebook. There are tons and tons and tons of Facebook groups. Tons of them. All you have to do is type in the search bar your interests. Photography. Oh, look at all the photography groups. Let me join some of them. Right? Food. I love baking and cooking. Right, let me go to baking pages, cookery pages. Let me go on Amazon and get a cookery book. Let me go and get that cookery book. Let me learn cooking. Maybe I can't even cook all of it now. Maybe I won't have the ingredients, but I can learn it. I can look at the book. I can study it. This is being solution focused, not problem focused. This is what you need to do in your life. Whatever situation it is, however big, however small, solution. What is the solution? So whenever there's a problem, what is the solution? What is the answer to this? How can I change this situation? What can I do? What's my options? And write these down. Write these down using pen and paper in a journal. Write them down. Write them down in your diary. What can I do? Come up with solutions and work through those solutions until you find the answer. Don't just forget about it and think, oh, that's okay, I can't find the solution. Maybe sometimes you have to park it. Maybe sometimes you have to think, right, I can't find a solution right this minute, but I will find a solution in the future, right? Sometimes in life, depends what it is, you have to park things for the time being. But it depends how urgent it is. So you have to put your problems in terms of priorities and urgency. Obviously, if you can't get out to get food at the moment, that's a priority, it's an urgency. Don't leave it to the last minute till you run out, because if the shops don't have what you need, you're going to be in trouble, right? Plan ahead for at least a week, and don't think bad. Oh, I'm going out and I'm getting a week's food and people think bad of me. Yes, some people are going to go, right, oh, well, you've got a week's food. You should have a week's food. You should have 2 weeks' food. So if you have to self-isolate for 14 days, you got food in and you're not going to go out and infect everyone. So all these, some people have got very negative things. Oh, well, why are you stocking up? Every person should be stocked up. In the UK now, they put limits on things, so it's fair. So you can stock up like some supermarkets, 2 items of each, 3 or 4, right? That isn't going crazy, right? The supermarkets where I live are actually got quite a lot in now. They're keeping replenished because they have actually limited it, but you still got good quantities. And if you go in there every day if you need something, or go shopping for other people as well if you can, So we have to be thinking of solutions, not problems. And you will get loads of different opinions this time. Some people will go, oh, well, why are you buying 7 days worth of stuff? You can't buy 7 days worth straight away anyway. If I was going to buy 7 days, I'd have to go out into the danger zone, as I call it, like a couple of times at least, maybe 3 times to different supermarkets, maybe more, right? So if you're getting 7 days worth of food, it means you're going out like majority of a week just to get that, because of the limits on things, or because of how far you have to travel in order to find this stuff in the first place. right? But there will always be two different sides. There'll be people that go, oh, you shouldn't do this. There'll be people that go, you should do that. You have to make your own mind up in life. This is the advice I'm giving you based on my own years of experience. This is advice I wished I'd had years ago, because I was stuck in that anxiety loop. I was stuck on a record going over and over again in my mind, the same problem. That's all I was. I never even thought about being solution focused. I never even thought about being solution focused. It wasn't something I was taught. You don't get it taught in school to be solution focused. You get to come up with answers, but it doesn't prepare you for the outside world, right? You get a textbook. There's certain answers you need to give. That's it. What happens when life is not a textbook? What happens when life doesn't go according to plan like now? What happens when there are no specific rules that you've come across in your life for this specific situation? What you need is coping skills, problem solving skills, and the ability to have an internal strength, which you have got, believe me, and to understand you have an internal strength you never knew you had. You have a power within you. You are here right now in this world because you are meant to be. You are watching this video now. You are a survivor and a thriver, and you will continue to thrive. But you need to know, right? You need to know that you cannot change the outer world. Do not focus on what you can't change, because that is disempowering you. It's taking your power away. It's sucking the life out of you. It's sucking your energy. It's sucking your soul. If you carry on doing that, what do you think you're going to end up doing? Being ill. I know, because this happens to me. And I try my best not to let it happen. But in times like this, it's even more imperative. You know, that's happened to me before, right? Where I focused on the outside world. And if I start focusing on the outside world, it will happen again. That's why I don't focus on it as much as possible. This is why I don't watch the news, right? I love my parents to bits. And my mum's like on, 3 months not seeing me now because of the virus, right? She's high risk category. I was round their place for a day and I loved seeing them and Angel, my guinea pig, right? But they were watching television. And it was all about the virus, which wasn't as widespread as it is at the moment. And that made my mind bad. Because I watch the news at my place as much as possible. Like, obviously, I don't want to put the TV on, but I've got stuff flashing up on YouTube and Facebook and everywhere at the moment. There's a lot of stuff flashing up, isn't there, in your news feeds, whether you like it or not. So I try not to look at most of it. There might be a few things you do need to know, like at times of when your shops are open and stuff like that, if you need to go to the supermarket. But I used to try and control the outer world, and you can't do that. It literally sucks the life out of you. So don't focus on the outside world. Focus on your inner world, on what you can change. Remain as positive as possible and be grateful and thankful you're here right now, and know that you're a survivor. Give yourself a huge congratulations for getting through life and getting through this virus situation as much as possible right now in this minute. Right now, because there's other people that haven't been able to do that, and we are doing that, right? United we stand, but we've got to stay strong within our own beings as well. It's very important. Maintain your equilibrium, your balance state as much as possible. And the third thing, like I said, is to be solution focused, not problem focused. So whenever there's a problem, think of the solutions. Don't shy away from it. Don't bury your head in the sand, right? Tackle it head on, right? What's happened? What's the situation? What's happening now? What's the situation? What am I going to do about it? How am I going to best look after myself? Because if I'm not looking after myself, I can't look after other people. I have to look after myself, right? If I don't want to hear any stories in this crisis of people starving in their own homes. That's one of my worst fears for other people. My worst fear is people don't want to be a burden to other people. People don't want to speak out. People don't want to bother other people. Well, something I learned a long time ago is you need to speak up. You need to shout up in life. This includes with doctors, with nurses, with anything you want in life. You have to speak your mind, speak your truth, and you have to speak out. You know, I'm a very holistic person. I use a lot of holistic treatments to treat my ailments, right? But I do sometimes go to the doctors and I do sometimes get some stuff. But other times I say, I'm not having that. I refused. Like I said at the beginning of this, I got a fibro book out, right? I refused to take medication for my fibro. Medication for fibro is not going to make it any better. It would just mask the symptoms basically, but it's not gonna make it any better. I know that. I already knew that because it's the medication they put you on, often used for depression. Actually, there's loads of side effects. You have to have another pill to counteract that. So I manage it through the way I live my life, through my mindset. It's how I manage my pain. I don't think about it. I don't focus on it because, like I said, what we focus on expands. So in this book is all the other solutions that I've come up with to manage it and to make my life much happier and energetic, vital, which I said, you know, most of this can be applied to any individual. So if you haven't got a copy of this book, you know, and you're watching this now, go and grab yourself a copy of this Fibromyalgia Self-Help Handbook. It is autobiographical, so you will read my very personal story and everything I've done to change my life to decrease anxiety and overcome depression, which I stopped having in 2012. So yeah, go and get a copy of this. It's really, really, really good. And if you like this video, if you found it useful, helpful, insightful in any way, shape or form, please give this video a like, give this video a thumbs up. And don't forget to comment below if you've got any advice or questions or anything you want to say about anything we've covered in this video today. If you want me to do a video specifically on anything else related to any of these type of things, then please, please, please do comment below. If you've got any tips you want to share with our community here, please post them down below as well. And thank you for watching. You've been an absolute pleasure as always. I love you dearly. Always stay strong. And remember, don't focus on the outer world. Focus on your inner world. Be solution focused. Right now, when you go off this video, I want you to write down what current problems you're facing in your life and how you're going to solve them. If you don't know how, Google it. Search it. And don't stop until you've got the answers and you're satisfied with them, right? Make it happen. Only you can change your life. Anyway, until next time, embrace your quirky and each other's. I'll see you on the next live stream or video. It's been an absolute pleasure. Take care, lots of love, and I'll see you soon. Bye.